Hi. So it's been like a solid month and a half since I've created something, for those who actually listen to all of my mumbles and all of that good stuff. But the reason for the delay is because I have moved cities and I have, been getting established and I am pretty well established now. And I kind of wanted to get that out of the way before I tried to focus on creating any sort of content. But in being in this new place, I found it the easiest and the most economical way to move was to volunteer at a hostel, which is what I'm doing currently, and it's going very well. The last I heard, once the previous manager leaves, I'm going to become the new one, so yay. I don't have to leave and I get to make money, so that's even better. But the real crux of my observation is like there's a lot of ladies who come through here. Like I would say probably 66-ish, if not like 3 out of 4 of the guests who come here are women. And like there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I have noticed that there's a lot of like womanist slash anti male mentalities that have been flown around, and it's like totally chill. In fact, I've seen a few groups of women that have stayed here because I believe you can only be here for like a week at a time. That they kind of get together and they commiserate about like how much they hate men and like how much men suck and how dumb men are. And I happen to be in the middle of one of these conversations where a particular woman is making fun of a guy because he has just like a normal job and he's making his money. And she's like, well, look at him making his little money with his finance job, like thinking he's so fancy. And I'm like, but what do you do for work? And I believe she said that she was an artist or something. And I was like, okay, but you do that to make money, don't you? And she was like, well, yeah, I do it for passion. And I'm like, well, he probably chose finance because he enjoys it. So what's the difference? And then, she got quiet for a little bit. And we started talking more. And then she started bad talking another guy. And I was like, look, I have a question. If, like, the other guys that you meet, you, like, really, really don't like, and you're, like, willing to talk bad about them, but, like, when you and I interact, it seems pretty cordial. Like, what's the reason for that? And she said, well, it's different because you're a pretty man. And at first, I was like, I guess I'll take that as a compliment. But then I really had to digest it. And I was like, oh, what? Like, I don't even think you mean pretty by like attractive. I think you mean pretty by like you think I'm feminine. Therefore, I get to pass. I get a pass. Whereas, like, a guy with any sort of like I don't even know the correct term to use. Like, I mean, masculinity is there. Like, I am masculine. I'm just a little bit like to the left of the masculine dial than most men are. And that really just made me kind of sad. Like, I was like, wait, so, and even so, like, even more than that, I made me realize, like, okay, you give entire preferential treatment to people that you find attractive. The only reason that you were willing to hate on these guys so quickly is because you found them unattractive. If he was, the 666, like, and still had a finance job, I don't really think she would have cared about what job he had. And like, it's just so incredibly shallow. And I wanted to share that because I think it's a good observation and it's actually like within a lot of my videos. So yeah, observation made even in an entirely different place, an entirely different um just mindset, but still encountering the exact same stuff.